What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the possibility of a brand new Nintendo Switch model that could be releasing later this year. So 2020 only just started, and we've already gotten rumors now that a new Nintendo Switch could be on the way later this year, and I do want to take a look at this with you guys because it is very interesting. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Now I've got a couple of links here, and of course I'll have all of them in the description if you want to go and check them out after the video, but the first one that I want to talk to you guys about is a prediction made by Dr. Sir Kentodo. Now if you don't know who this person is, he's basically like a business analyst who takes a look at what companies are doing and then makes educated predictions for what he thinks that the company is going to do this year. And so last year he actually made some predictions for the Switch in 2019, and so a lot of these predictions were pretty accurate. The first thing that he said was that there was going to be a Switch Pro and a Switch Lite in 2019, so that he only got half correct because we did get a Switch Lite or like a Switch Mini, but we did not in fact get a Switch Pro. He said that there was going to be some major third-party games that were going to come out on the Switch. That was pretty accurate because we got like Witcher 3, we got Overwatch, so a lot of big third-party games. He said that there was going to be no new PlayStation or Xbox last year, which was also true because the next-gen systems are coming out this year, and he really said that there wasn't going to be any major breakthrough in terms of VR or AR, so that was also correct. And so for the most part, he's been pretty accurate, and this year he's got some 2020 predictions. Now for the 2020 predictions, really the only important one is the one about the Switch Pro again, and so essentially he says here that there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Nintendo will launch a Switch Pro in 2020. My guess is that it'll be $399, more specifically I predict 4K support, bigger cartridge sizes, and of course beefed up components. I also think that the device will launch after the summer holidays to counter the rollout of the PlayStation 5 and the next generation Xbox later this year, along with a first party system seller game. And so of course this is just a prediction that he's making based on what he thinks that Nintendo is going to do this year. Now this next article from DigiTimes is actually pretty interesting too. It says here that a new Nintendo Switch is going to enter mass production in Q1 of 2020, and it says Nintendo is reportedly planning to release in mid-2020 a new model of the Switch, which will begin volume production at the end of the first quarter in 2020, according to sources from the related upstream supply chain. Now you actually can't read the rest of this article without having a subscription. It's kind of whack, but Dr. Sir Kentodo, the guy who I just talked about a couple minutes ago, actually put up a little tweet about like the rest of the stuff that you couldn't read. And so he says here, to further add on this article which requires a subscription, DigiTimes claims that the new Switch will come with a magnesium alloy body instead of plastic. Another claim is that the device will come with a better CPU. Note that DigiTimes has a mixed track record in terms of Nintendo. And finally, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is a tweet right here from Mr. Takashi Mochizuchi. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong, but he put up a tweet about that DigiTimes article that I talked to you guys about, and he says here, I reported in August of 2019 that Nintendo has ideas for further updates to the Switch lineup after those two models to make the platform's life cycle long. And so the two models that he's talking about in August of 2019, of course, he's talking about the Switch Lite, which was one of the new models, and then that other Switch that came out, which was just a normal Switch, but it had better battery life and like a slightly better performance, I think. So he said that there were still more updates that they were planning even after those two models came out. And then today we got that update that Nintendo is reportedly planning to release a mid-2020 new model for the Switch. So that's all the information. Now I kind of want to just talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts. The thing here is that this is a lot of crazy information. I mean, like the one guy was just predicting what he thinks was going to happen. Now we've got apparent like reports that Nintendo is already going to start mass production of a new Switch later in this quarter of the year, and it's going to be coming out in mid-2020 apparently. So lots of crazy stuff. If you guys want my honest opinion, I think that a Switch Pro or just a revised Switch, like an actual new Switch with better performance, I think it has a decent chance of coming out this year. The one guy's predictions that he was saying, like how it was going to have 4K and stuff, I don't know about that. I really think that if Nintendo even was going to release a Switch Pro, I still don't think it would be in 4K. I think Nintendo is definitely one of the companies to kind of not hop onto those types of trends right away. Like, we didn't even have an HD Nintendo system until 2012. I doubt they would go into 4K right away, so I mean, I don't even have a 4K TV. Like, I don't think that 4K is necessary. It's not fully mainstream yet, in my opinion. So I don't think it would be in 4K. Now, in terms of a new system, though, I think that it is possible for a new Switch to come out. I think it would just make sense, though, because like later this year, the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox are going to be coming out, and I think that the Nintendo Switch is just not going to seem as interesting for people for the holidays, because it's going to be like you're going to have this new Xbox, this new PlayStation, and the Nintendo Switch is going to be 3 years old. I mean, the Nintendo Switch is still an amazing system, and it's still going to definitely last for years to come, but I'm just saying, like, this year, definitely with the new systems coming out from their competitors, I don't know if a lot of people would be interested in getting a Switch this year. Now, really, the only way that Nintendo can do this is by two options. Number one, they release a more powerful Nintendo Switch like the Switch Pro, which is what we're talking about, so that they can actually have a more appealing system that people might be interested in. Or the second reason is they don't release a new system, but they have to have an amazing lineup this year. Like, the games just have to be so good to the point where people don't care about the new PlayStation or the new Xbox, because they're just like, the Switch has such amazing games this year that I have to get a Switch. So, I mean, we have to see, like, which one of those two options could happen. Now, these articles also mention that a Switch Pro is apparently going to be coming out in mid-2020, so that is kind of interesting because obviously Xbox and PlayStation are going to be launching their new systems around the holiday time when Black Friday shopping and everybody is shopping for Christmas and stuff. But I don't know if Nintendo would really want to launch their system in the summer. I guess it would kind of make sense because it would give them a head start by having their new system already out on the market, whereas PlayStation and Xbox, you gotta wait till the holiday time. I guess that might be the reason that they're thinking about that. I mean, I could kind of see it happening. Like, at first I was thinking like it would just be best for them to launch it with the holiday, like the other systems, but I think Nintendo actually might be right. If they did launch it in the summer, that would be better to get it out before all the other competitors and have that already in the stores. And I mean, even the Switch Lite came out in the summer last year, so I could actually see that happening. Now, I tweeted about this on my Twitter as well. I said, so lots of rumors are going around that Nintendo will release a more powerful Switch Pro this year with better performance and features. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think that it's true, and what would you like to see? Reply to this tweet and you could be featured in my next video. So Bun here is saying, well, it's obviously going to be able to handle larger games and maybe a bigger game storage, but despite that, I kind of don't want Nintendo Switch Pro exclusives because you might need to buy a brand new Switch for that, but it'll still be hype. Now, for this, I can definitely see where you're coming from, but I think in terms of, like, from Nintendo, I think Nintendo will try as hard as they can to make sure all of their first-party games are available on all the different Switches. I don't think they would try to make Nintendo Switch Pro only games. Like, even the new Nintendo 3DS that came out, there were very few games that were only exclusive to that. I think it was like Xenoblade 3D, and then I think like a few other games. But I think Nintendo will try to make sure like all their big games like Zelda and Pokemon and Mario, I think all of those will be on every Switch. But it might really only just be like the third-party games, like some big third-party games that might appear on the Switch later, they might only port them to the Switch Pro because it's more powerful and it's actually able to handle it. So yeah. Radiantly Mystic here is saying, I think that it'll release either Q4 of 2020 or Q1 of 2021. Hopefully it will be capable of fixing many of the flaws and also be able to run games that many people say couldn't be ran on the regular Switch, like Final Fantasy 15 or 7, Kingdom Hearts 3, etc. And hopefully the Joy-Cons will be better. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with all of this as well. I think it would just be good for the third-party support, and if they can fix like the Joy-Con drifting issues with a new Joy-Con design or something, that would be awesome as well. Let's scroll down here. My dude Noah here saying, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think that they'll do it, but I'd love to see it happen. And yeah, I mean, for what we know, like, it obviously couldn't happen. I mean, people were saying this was going to happen last year. I just think it would kind of happen because this year, the new Xbox and PlayStation are coming out. So unless Nintendo's got like an amazing lineup of games, I feel like they would kind of have to put out some new hardware. So that's what I think, at least. This guy's saying, I'm on the fence. I got my Switch Holiday 2017 and it still works perfectly, and well, it depends on the trade value and how much increase in specs there is. So yeah, I don't think that even if there was a Switch Pro, it's not supposed to be for you to feel like you have to have it. It's more like just for like the hardcore players who really want to have the best experience possible. I'm pretty sure if you have like your normal Switch and you're happy with it, you won't really need to go out and buy this one. I'll personally get it though if it's true. I will definitely buy it day one. Switch is saying, I don't expect it until next year. Honestly, that's also true. I mean, you know, the Switch did only just come out, what, 3 years ago? And even the new Nintendo 3DS, I think, came out in 2015. And the original 3DS came out in 2011. So it came out 4 years later. So it might make sense to have a Switch Pro in 2021, 4 years after the Switch came out in 2017. So you could be right about that. Alright, let's get one last one right here from the bottom. Mr. Theory is saying, it could be true, but even if a Switch Pro version is released, I just don't want them to release exclusive games because it would be like a betrayal for the ones who had the original Switch since the beginning. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo will try as hard as they can to make sure all of their first party games are available on all the different Switches. It might really only just be if you play a lot of third party games, then some of them might start to appear only on the Switch Pro. But yeah, I don't think you would have to worry that much from Nintendo not giving games only on like the Switch Pro and not on the original Switch. But yeah, that's going to do it for all the Twitter responses, you guys. Thank you so much for responding. I'm sorry I couldn't read all of them. Like I said, we just get so many of these now that I can't really read all of them because we'd make the video too long. But remember, if you ever want to be featured like this, then just go and follow me on Twitter at @Aero. And so there you go, guys. Those are all the rumors that we have right now about a Switch Pro that could supposedly be coming this year. Definitely be sure to click that like button if you guys enjoyed this video, and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of all this. Do you guys think that a new Nintendo Switch model is going to be coming this year? Do you think that the Switch Pro does exist? What are some of the things that you would like to see in it? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Nintendo content in the future, so please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos. And also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros. And Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.